You are watching KEVU 25 News Now at 10.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Amaya Norman.
And I'm Trenton Whiting.
A massive winter storm is impacting millions of Americans. Heavy snow and dangerous ice are causing treacherous conditions, crippling travels as millions of people head back home following the holidays.
Jen Sullivan is tracking these storms.
A monster winter storm bearing down on millions of Americans. The powerful weather system stretching across at least a dozen states from Kansas to the East Coast. Nearly 70 million people are under winter alerts with blizzard-like conditions, dangerous ice, and wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour.
It's rapidly coming down, getting worse.
This Kansas Highway Patrol trooper telling drivers to stay home. He shared this terrifying photo of a car smushed between two semis, and these photos of near whiteout conditions on Interstate 135.
There are some really bad conditions out here. There's a lot of snow, significant amount of snow.
In multiple cars and semis spinning out on the icy roads in Missouri, the Missouri Department of Transportation warning drivers not to travel.
We ask that you take steps to prepare yourself.
In Kentucky, state police sharing this photo of a mangled patrol car that was hit on I-65. The treacherous weather coming as millions of Americans return home from the holidays. As of Sunday afternoon, FlightAware reporting more than 1,000 flights canceled and more than 3,100 delayed across the U.S.
It's going to be that coating of ice first, then the snow is going to come down on top of it for some of these places, which makes it even more dangerous because you simply cannot see it.
It's not just the Central Plains and Mid-Atlantic experiencing horrific weather. In the South, 22 million people are under the risk of severe storms, including tornadoes. I'm Jen Sullivan reporting.
Now, while we're speaking about the cold weather, tonight the Crossroads is bracing for a cold snap with temperatures expected to drop significantly in the coming days. Now is the perfect time to prepare. Protect your pipes, bring your pets indoors, and stock up on essentials like food and water. Stay informed by checking in with First Warn Storm Team weather updates and make sure your family is ready to stay warm and safe during the chilly weather ahead. Now, as we expect colder temperatures, warming centers are opening their doors. The warming centers are open from January 5th through January 11th. Locations include Our Lady of Sorrows Trinity Hall, the Salvation Army, First United Methodist Church, and Christ the Victor Lutheran Church. Hours are 5 p.m. to 8 a.m. with transportation available at Christ's Kitchen. These centers welcome everyone, though the Salvation Army is designated for adult men only. The Salvation Army's Captain Kenny Jones says these services are crucial for those who are unable to keep themselves warm during harsh winter weather.
There are places for you to be. If you can't get there, we'll get you there. So come in out of the cold. There's no reason to be cold. If we're not here when people need us, then we're not doing what God has called us to do. And that's not what we want to be doing. We want to be here for whatever the needs are.
The Salvation Army Life Enrichment Center is open for families and all individuals from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Victoria County is hosting a presentation on how to prepare for a winter storm. It takes place Thursday, January 16th at 5 p.m. Public Health Emergency Coordinator Ralph Montez will lead the class. Learn how winter storms impact public health and how you can stay safe. Just show up at the Dr. Patty Dawson Public Health Center, 2805 North Navarro. And that leads us to your viewer poll for tonight. We want to know, how are you preparing for the upcoming winter freeze? Stocking up on groceries and supplies, checking pipes and heaters, cozying up with blankets and hot drinks, or it's Texas. I'll wait for the warm weather to come back. And as for right now, and the lead at 53% is check pipes and heaters, which I totally agree. I am also the type of person where I will stock up on groceries and get cozy in my bed. But we want to hear from you to participate in our viewer poll. Come to ourcrossroadstoday.com/vote.
We're going to keep talking about the cold. Here's what it looks like in Lexington, Kentucky, a major winter storm bearing down with Kentucky, one of the states under a winter storm warning. Near whiteout conditions are causing treacherous travel on highways there. By mid-morning, Lexington police had responded to 29 weather-related traffic calls. Passengers hoping to fly out of Lexington will have to wait another day. All flights into and out of Bluegrass Airport are canceled. The system is now barreling east and expected to drop significant snowfall from Virginia to New England.
And look what can happen when the roads is ice over. This is in Kansas City, Missouri. Gracie Fudge was driving with her husband on the freeway this afternoon when she saw this semi-truck lose control and jackknife right in front of her. Wow. Now, since we have been talking about the cold snaps, Trey, what does the Crossroads need to know so they can prepare for this week freeze? Well, one thing I'll remind you of that story earlier. Guaranteed, 100% guaranteed the warm weather will come back. This is Texas, so you have that to look forward to. We have to get there in the meantime. 51 degrees currently. We were in the 80s this afternoon in Victoria. We're now down to 51 degrees. Northerly winds coming in at 20 miles per hour, adding that wind chill effect to the air. All the clouds are gone out of the picture now with clear skies. The wind's up, but the clear skies help that radiation of cooling, bring those temperatures down to near freezing, or probably even a little bit under that coming up by later on this evening and the overnight tonight. We have a couple of advisories, which is the wind chill advisory, which does include Goliad County, Victoria County, and Calhoun County. And the counties to the east, from Edna all the way to Houston, Galveston area, that is a freeze warning in effect for all the areas you see here, and pretty much the areas that are not included will be under that criteria as well. So be careful out there. Stay warm. How long is this cold weather snap going to last? Any precipitation with this? We'll find out later on in the full forecast. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Trey. New video and new information released today by the FBI, ATF, and other investigators in the New Year's attack in the New Orleans French Quarter New Year's Day. 14 people were killed and many more were hurt.
And hear more from New Orleans and the latest on the investigation.
During an update today, the FBI says they still believe Shamsuddin Jabbar, the man suspected in that deadly New Year's Day attack in New Orleans, acted alone.
We have not seen any indications of an accomplice in the United States, but we are still looking into potential associates in the U.S. and outside of our borders.
Authorities confirmed the suspect traveled to Cairo, Egypt in 2023, and that he also traveled to Ontario, Canada that same year.
This investigation is crossing state and international borders as our agents follow leads in Houston, Texas, Atlanta, Georgia, Tampa, Florida, and internationally.
Investigators releasing a video they say Jabbar recorded of the French Quarter using meta-glasses during a trip to New Orleans in October, adding Jabbar also made a trip to New Orleans in November, both times staying in a rental home. Investigators say he also visited gun stores before the attack. Authorities have also shared images they say are of the suspect just before 2 a.m., placing the first improvised explosive device, or IED, which was inside a cooler, and then placing a second IED, also in a cooler, at 2:20 a.m. Investigators have recovered explosive devices from the home he rented and say Jabbar tried to burn the house down to hide evidence. Just after 3 a.m., police say Jabbar drove a rented pickup truck down Bourbon Street, killing 14 people and injuring dozens more. On Saturday, the community gathered to remember the victims. Louisiana's governor today read each of their names, telling some of their stories.
Like Tiger Besh, 27, from Lafayette, who played football at Princeton. Like Terrence Kennedy, who was one of 9 siblings. Like Latasha Polk of New Orleans, a mother of a 14-year-old, a certified nursing assistant.
He says flags will fly at half staff across all state buildings, and schools will be observing a moment of silence every day over the coming weeks, one for each of the victims. Christiane Cordero, ABC News, New Orleans.
The city of Yoakum meets in executive session Wednesday to review the city manager position, a spot currently held by Michael Mitchell. The agenda says council will deliberate the appointment, employment, evaluation, reassignment, duties, discipline, or dismissal of the city manager. So the nature of the meeting isn't clear just yet. However, the city manager seat has seen some turnover the past few years. Yoakum moved on from Kevin Coleman in 2023 after his 12-year stint as city manager. Their next hire, William Lynn, held the position for only months before his release. Mitchell is the latest hire, serving in the position since July 8, 2024. He was previously an assistant city manager and school board member in Goldthwaite before taking the position in Yoakum. Security at Joint Base San Antonio, the largest joint military base in the nation, was heightened Friday as it suspended a program that made it easier for federal employees to enter its installations. To read this full story by the Texas Tribune, come to crossroadstoday.com.
And for more on today's news story, come to crossroadstoday.com. Don't forget to submit your birthday's wishes. Carolina Estrain and Parker Cox will read them live on 25 News Now Sunrise. You can also submit a local military hero so we can recognize them. Coming up, warm wishes from all over the world are pouring in for a former president, Jimmy Carter, as his 6-day state funeral is underway. Stay with us.
Once again, temperatures around the region in the 50s and even 40s. From Cuero northward, it'll be a mighty chilly night tonight. Bundle up, be safe out there, and stay warm. What about the rest of the week? We'll take a look coming up in your forecast.
The nation saying farewell to President Jimmy Carter, the 39th president, died on December 29th at the age of 100. His family and the public now paying their respect.
Here's ABC's Mary Ellis Parks with a look at how the world is remembering the former president and Nobel Peace Prize winner.
Former President Jimmy Carter now lying in repose at the Carter Presidential Center in Atlanta until Tuesday morning. Before he died, he insisted that the first event of his funeral take place there. The public braving the cold, lining up to pay their respects.
You're sad because one of the brightest lights that humanity has ever seemed to give us, at least in my lifetime, is out. But then you're hopeful that it'll be carried on. So it's a real mix of emotions.
Many moved by the example Jimmy Carter and his wife Rosalind set throughout their lives.
I'm sad that his life is over. I'm so grateful for the legacy that he left and for the example that he left for us.
We feel it's really important to honor the work that he did globally, especially post-presidency.
During a service at the Carter Center on Saturday, Chip Carter emotional as he spoke of his parents.
And the two of them together changed the world. And it was an amazing thing to watch from so close.
On Tuesday, the former president will be transported to Washington, where he will lie in state in the Capitol Rotunda, giving the public another opportunity to pay their respects. Carter's state funeral will take place Thursday at Washington's National Cathedral, where President Biden is expected to eulogize his longtime friend. His final resting place will be in his hometown of Plains, Georgia, next to his beloved wife, Rosalind, who died just over a year ago. Mary Alice Parks, ABC News, Washington.
The City of Victoria meets Tuesday at 5 p.m. at 107 West Juan Lynn Street. City Council members will review plans to help the Texas Park and Wildlife Department improve the trail at Ted B. Reed Park. The Communication and Public Affairs Department and the Victoria Public Library will deliver annual reports. Authorities in Katy, near Houston, arrested a man accused of slashing tires on 20 vehicles. It all happened in one neighborhood last Thursday afternoon.
Some of the incidents were captured on home surveillance video. Here's more.
New Year in this neighborhood starting with a bang. No, not fireworks, but the popping of tires and the quick arrest of the man who authorities say is responsible for all of it.
I'm like, what is going on? Why would someone just hit everybody?
Jordan Moore says this surveillance video from a neighbor shows the suspect going from car to car along Westwood Pines Road in Katy.
You can see he just walks up, stab, 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 walks up to the next one, stab, 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 and just keeps going.
He tells us it cost him about $500 to get 2 tires replaced.
And it's just a pain, you know.
Down the street, it's the same story.
I was like, why? Like, it's the beginning of the new year. Like, why do we want to start off on this foot? So it's just an inconvenience.
The Harris County Sheriff's Office confirms there were more than 20 reports made in this neighborhood and other adjacent ones. This evening, the Sheriff's Office detaining the man who they say is in these videos. Sheriff Ed Gonzalez identified him as 22-year-old Jesus Arellano.
The deputy that mainly patrols this area was out here and ran across the suspect walking on the sidewalk.
The sheriff's office says the suspect lived in the neighborhood where he allegedly began his slashing tirade. He was found wearing the same clothes as the man in this video. He also had the same knife.
That's the good thing. He is in custody, so at least right now some comfort for people in the general area in the neighborhood.
Victoria County Commissioner meets Monday morning. Commissioners will consider the reappointment of Dr. John McNeil as Public Health Authority and consider the appointment of County Judge Pro Tem. Commissioner meet at 10 a.m. at 1515 North Bridge Street, room 241. That is on the second floor. Parents in California will soon be able to learn whether heavy metals are present in the foods they give their babies, and if so, how much.
A new California law requires baby food manufacturers to test monthly for arsenic, cadmium, lead, and mercury, with results posted online. Consumers can access them via a QR code on the label. Starting January 1st, this applies to all baby foods sold in California. Other brands like Gerber plan to expand QR codes nationwide. Experts warn even low exposure to these metals can harm developing brains. The Victoria Public Library is hosting a collage night this Monday in the Bronze Room. This arts and crafts collage night is open to teens, adults, and everyone who loves creativity. The library will supply items such as magazines, newspapers, scissors, glue, and tape, but feel free to bring your own materials to make your collage truly unique. Join the fun and let your imagination shine.
Now experience our digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. Stream our daily newscasts and much more using your connected TV. Just download Crossroads Today Plus on your Roku, Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, or Android TV. Search Crossroads Today Plus. Now, on to Trey.
Look at this, the wind chill is coming up. Ooh, I'll tell you what, send a chill down your spine here, big time. By the time we get to 4 a.m. in the low 20s, and by the time we get to 7 a.m. in the mid to upper teens. Oh, get ready for that. Like it or not, it's here. I'll give you the details on the cold weather coming up after the break. Good evening, good evening. Let's take a look at this feel like temperature wind chill chart again. I tell you what, this will bring a chill to your spine. I tell you what, bone chiller out there. I tell you what, coming up for the overnight tonight. Look at this for 4 a.m. We're in the upper 20s, and by the time we get to 7 a.m. in the mid to upper teens, feel like temperature tomorrow morning. So, ooh, wear your big coat. Definitely going to be needing that. All the precipitation with the front is out, and the clouds is out in the Gulf of Mexico now, head toward Louisiana as well. With a strong northerly wind flow, that's the Arctic air coming down from the north, keeping us on the cold side, and will continue to be that way for the next couple of days down the road. Sunny skies for your day on Monday and Tuesday, but late in the day Tuesday, see moisture returning off the Gulf of Mexico, courtesy of a weak level low pressure area in the upper levels of the atmosphere, which will get a little stronger as it taps into more Gulf moisture and gives us a good rain chances coming up for your Wednesday and even into your Thursday, maximizing on Thursday right here. And by the time we get to Thursday, keep in mind we should be all liquid precipitation around here. Way to the north, there's the freeze line up here. Maybe getting near the northern suburbs of Austin, about Round Rock or so, could be seeing some frozen precipitation points to the north. So if you're traveling up there on Thursday especially, may want to keep that in mind, but should be all liquid precipitation around here. So thankful for that. Definitely going to be cold though, so can't escape that. By the time we get to Victoria tomorrow morning, 35 degrees, likely getting near freezing coming up by the morning time as well, just around sunrise. Getting to upper 40s and 50 degrees for the daytime high. Northerly winds near 15, 20 miles per hour, giving that wind chill probably in the 20s and 30s all day long. Can't escape that as well. Wear that big coat you got for Christmas. Port Lavaca, we'll see in beautiful conditions. Yes, sunny skies, yes, but cold temperature is not so beautiful. Temperature is near 50 degrees for the daytime high. Northerly winds about 15 miles per hour or so. In Cuero, the same conditions around here and there as well, with sunny skies all day long, highs near 50 degrees at best. Northerly winds make it feel very cold on the outside, so be careful out there. We have alert days every day. Why? Because the threat of getting near or just below freezing just about every day of the week coming up. Rain chances, as I showed you a little bit ago, coming in by Thursday especially, should be all liquid precipitation around here. Not seeing any frozen precipitation. The temperatures are way north of I-10, so that's definitely a good thing. We should be above freezing. High temperatures in the 40s and 50 degrees. Lows at or just below freezing pretty much every night and early morning of the week coming up. Find a little bit warmer, a little bit though, coming up by Saturday and Sunday with highs in the 50s by then. It's certainly going to feel warmer than we will be experiencing most of the week coming up, so keep that in mind. And bring your pets and plants in if you hadn't done so already. And be careful out there and stay warm and make it a great week. Take a look at this right here. This is the QR code. Get your smartphone, scan the code you see on your screen. That'll take you to a web page. You can download our app. News, weather, and sports at your fingertips. Very easy, convenient, and free of charge. Be connected with us and have all the information on your phone, all the things you need to know here in the Crossroads. Maximizing your sports is Max Williams.
Haven't heard that one there in a while there, Trey. It's been a minute since I heard the maximizing your sports there for me in general. But getting back though again, earlier today we had the 361 All-Star Game there at Hallettsville High School. I'll highlight this event and more coming up in sports. All right, so everyone, earlier today we had the first ever 361 All-Star Game that happened there at Hallettsville High School. We had some of the top volleyball athletes here in the Crossroads, again, competing in this event. We had some stars you probably remember there, Victoria East star Addison Azuna, Cuero Sarah Rodriguez, Calhoun's Neva Rangel, and Tidehaven star Mary Johnson. Now, before the All-Star Game began there tonight, I went to Hallettsville to chat with industrial star there, volleyball star Desiree Evans, to see how she felt playing in this event and being selected as an All-Star.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm playing with two other girls from Industrial, Kate and Pacey, and then obviously people from different schools. But it's been really exciting bonding with the girls and just going out and doing something a little bit different than the typical club team or something like that.
Now, Desiree and other star volleyball players enjoyed this event playing for the first time. At the end of the day, Mary Johnson, the Tidehaven star, won MVP there for this event. And also, Team Legacy would win it there in that one. So props up there for all that happened. Now, getting over to some other action that happened on Saturday there in the Crossroads liftoff there, helping at Victoria East High School there for women's powerlifting. We had multiple teams competing in this event with Victoria East and Calhoun, and also Victoria St. Joseph competed in this event as well. Here are some final results here. Calhoun won, having total of 64 points. Victoria East got second, having 35 points. And some individual awards there went to Calhoun wrestlers, placing first there with Zayla Cano, placing first, lifting 1,135 pounds there lifted. Martin Aguero there placed second there, having a total there of 645 pounds lifted. And Zara Cano also placed first with 945 pounds lifted. So how about grats there for all those Calhoun Sand Crab there, ladies, getting there the awards and everything else. And Victoria East also placing well second place there in the event. Now over to the NFL. The Houston Texans, they wanted to finish the regular season off strong earlier today versus the Tennessee Titans. Again, they're on a kind of a slump there going into this game because they already knew they clinched number 4 seed and they will host the playoff game. But you want to get on little good vibes going into the playoffs. And the Texans, they just did that. They got a good start there from C.J. Stroud finding Nico Collins there in the end zone. And they would get up there 7-0. And then Damian Pierce just ran off for a 92-yard rush touchdown there afterwards. And the Texans would get the win. And guess what? Who will they be facing there in the playoffs, you're going to ask? Well, it's going to go to the Los Angeles Chargers after they won today over the Las Vegas Raiders there earlier. The score was 34-20, and Justin Herbert went for 28 of 36, 346 yards and 2 touchdowns. Quentin Johnston, you got to keep an eye on him as well. 13 receptions, 181 yards receiving. In the Chargers, again, this game will be on CBS there Saturday at 3:30 there Central Time. Again, there for Texans fans. So see if they can get a big-time win and then see where they can go there going into the playoffs. Then finally tonight, the Los Angeles Lakers, they faced the Houston Rockets there, and they would get the win there 119-115. Again, they got some big contributions from Jalen Green, who had 33 points, and Amin Thompson had 23 points, 16 rebounds. So a double-double there for Thompson there tonight. And the Rockets, they're now improving to 23-12 overall. They're going to travel to Washington there Tuesday night there at 6:30 p.m. That's going to do it here in sports. Trenton and Amaya, back to you.
Thank you so much, Max. Now coming up, stay with us. Tonight, Arkansas is seeing a cold snap, but this afternoon, the first tornado of the year swept through.
Take a look at this. A tornado swept across Arkansas. This video is crazy. Shows a massive tornado in Lincoln County, Arkansas this afternoon. This was just after 2 p.m. There's no word on whether any major damage happened or if anyone was hurt, but just look at that video. That's intense. A huge tornado just sweeping through Lincoln County. Gosh, I mean, the tornado dust bowl is kind of scary.
That's what happens when you have the clashing of the air masses.
Absolutely, clashing of the air masses.
The cold air and the hot air coming together.
Yes, sir. Mr. First Warning Storm Team meteorologist.
You know, every state in the country has had a tornado in it, even Alaska and Hawaii.
Really?
Wow.
It's a little scientific fact.
In Hawaii? Okay.
Even in Hawaii, it's had a tornado, yes.
Okay. Scary no matter where it is. I mean, that video is
no doubt about it, yes.
Terrifying.
It really is. This is a big one.
Yep, absolutely. Well, I'm glad we haven't seen anything like that here.
No tornadoes here, thankfully.
Okay, good.
And looks like probably no frozen precipitation as well, the way it looks at this point, but still a little cold side for us. Be careful out there. But temperatures near or below freezing in Victoria coming up for tomorrow morning. So once again, be careful. Wind chills will be in the teens coming up tomorrow morning by 7 o'clock. It's going to be a bone chiller, no doubt about it. It's keeping alert days for the next several days down the road because of the temperatures near freezing or below freezing each morning. Finally, a little warmer by the weekend. Good rain chances, liquid rain that is, coming up by Thursday.
Well, make sure you guys stay safe and make sure you stay warm and stay protected.
Look out for
I know
others.
there's not a happy ending, but it's important for you guys to know. But thank you for joining us. And remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel at crossroadstoday.com and be with us for tomorrow for 5, 6, and 10.